Hey there, super friends. It's Joey with Last Point Gaming. Today is Monday, February 4th, 2019. How the hell y'all doing? Yeah, last week was a bad week. I think we got like one episode in. Mostly weather-related stuff, you know. Either like missed work because of weather-related issues in relation to my kids, or I didn't think anybody wanted to listen to 20 minutes of please don't die, please don't die, please don't die while I drove home in, like, not great conditions. But here we are. We're back. Didn't get to go to F&M Friday because of said weather. Did get to go to Baltimore, though. And that was super fun. I'm having, like, post-event anxiety. Yeah, this anxiety is just bullshit, alright? It's just lame. But anyway, my team went 2-3 drop. Vance was really having a difficult time with the legacy format, and just like having a rough day. Personally, and I only mention this because I'm actually kind of proud of how I did, I went 3-2. So that I thought was, pretty good considering I was going into the format cold. Of course, I was playing Turn It All Sideways, because if you're going to go into a format cold, it's probably the best way to go. But I finally had a positive win record at an open. But, I don't blame my team. I'm not like, I carried my team or anything like that. Just, I'm pretty happy with how I did. Let me think here. There was, all sorts of stuff I was going to talk about. Got to meet some people, as always, because that's kind of why I go to these things. It's not because I have any delusions of making top 8 or even cashing. It's because I go to ooh and ah at the shiny people from the internet. So, got to meet Jim Davis for the first time. He recognized me from Twitter, and that's always a bizarre feeling. It's happy, excited, and also, cringy, anxious all at the same time, where I'm like, oh, you know me from Twitter. Is that fondly, or are you oh, you're that one? But, in any case, met Tan and Grace. I told him that my main goal was to catch one of his giveaways, because I really want to get to try out BCW sleeves. Just nowhere local sells them that I know of anyway. And, the guild doesn't sell them, and that is near the extent of my looking. I don't really go to very many of the other local stores very often, because the guild's kind of my home. So the one time I was going to order them, and Jim Davis actually tweeted me his discount code for BCW site, but their shipping's a little on the pricier side. And it's one thing if I'm ordering a case of sleeves, but when the shipping cost is more than the pack of sleeves before Jim's discount code, I don't want to order one pack of sleeves, The only time I have paid more for shipping than the cost of the product I was ordering was to Super Express maternity pants, when I'm I need pants I can wear to work, and mine just aren't working out anymore. So I actually kind of had an emergency need for them, and didn't want to bother driving out to the store because I was tired all the time. But in general, I'm not a big fan of paying more in shipping than the cost of the thing I ordered. So, but I don't want to buy a case of them, get them, because especially going to things like Opens or Magic Fests, that's never going to stop being sarcastic, I don't think. But in any case, the more anxious I get, the more sensitive I am to stimulation, because it's almost like an overstimulation thing. But I think that's why I have a hard time in large groups of people. It's not even so much a like, fear of the people. It's like a sensory overload kind of thing. And then, like, I'm like, God damn it, I keep stabbing myself in the hands with my sleeves, and now I'm just that much more annoyed, which is heightening the anxiety, and, like, it's just a big old mess. So, it's not really a matter of, oh, these sleeves kind of suck, but I'm just gonna keep playing with them if they feel wrong. It's like a whole big thing. So I told him I was going to try to catch one of his giveaways. I even turned on notifications for him on Twitter, and he, like, dug a pack of BCW sleeves out of his backpack and handed them to me. He was like, I wasn't going to do giveaways, but I happen to have these, so here you go. So that was super sweet of him. He signed my playmat, the Tan and Grace, because he is, of course, the one and only. I hemorrhaged awkwardness all over Ross Miriam. That was fun. His was actually kind of light, honestly. So if, you don't follow Ross closely, you may not be aware. It was like a year or so ago, it was like more than a month ago, because, time's kind of slippery to me. He switched to a vegetarian diet for whatever reason. Like, I don't know the reasoning behind it. I just know that it happened. And yeah, like, he's lost weight, and that's cool or whatever, but, like, the man just, like, looks healthy. And it's not that he looked unhealthy before, but having seen him, like, change over the however long, he definitely looks, like, the only way I can describe it is he looks healthy. And I told him that, because word vomit, It happens. He seemed to brush it off okay, though, so that's cool. Got to meet Jody Keith. That was another, like, had a derp moment as he was walking by, and I'm like, yo, human over there, come here. And I could have just yelled Goon Squad, and that would have gotten his attention just fine. But, like, I forgot words. I think, I'm not sure I'd ever do a team event again, if I'm being, like, 100% honest. And it's nothing against either of my teammates. They were both great. Yeah, we're just not even going to qualify that. And they were both great. It's, like, my modern seat mirror match has really deviated away from playing similar styles to what I play. And he was playing, like, a prison deck. There is really not much input I can give him. Or he, like, shows me a hand with, like, 5 lands in it, and, 2 pieces of interaction, or, like, whatever the hell his deck does. I don't even really get it. And he's like, it's on the fence, what do you think? And I'm like, dude, if a hand has more than 3 lands in it, if the remaining cards aren't like, oh, this wins me the game, if I can just hold out to that, it's an auto mull for me. But, like, your deck is different than anything I ever play. So, I'm sorry, man. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. I see 5 lands, and that's, like, auto mulligan, because I don't really understand how either of these cards do anything. And, like, I felt awful that I couldn't really help him, but, like, if he had a free moment and I was kind of on the fence about what play I wanted to make, I would usually show him what my 2 options were, or however many options. Okay, I'm just going to merge in here, and you're either going to back off or hit me. Like, I'm done. You want to be a dick? Fine. Anyway, yeah, I'd, like, kind of identify what cards in my hand, or, like, I'd show him a hand, and I'm like, do I keep or mull, and just tell him if I was on the player draw. And I wouldn't offer my own opinion on it, because I didn't want to influence his like, snap decision on it. I wanted his personal view on it, so I could weigh between. With the exception of one play He agreed with my assessments with no prompting from me. But, hey, I had this resource sitting next to me who is vested in my win percentage. Might as well use it, right? But unfortunately, I just really couldn't help him. There was the one move that Vance stopped him from doing something, and at the end of the round, I was like, so why wasn't that a good thing to do? And Vance explained it, and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I had no real concept of the deck his opponent was playing either. It was mono white with Emeria the Sky Ruin, or Sky something, and Flagstones of Trocare, and I don't know what the hell this deck does. So yeah, unfortunately, I just really wasn't any help to him, and that was kind of stressing me out. Anyway, so Jody Keith signed my mat because he's awesome. He did in fact sign it, Jody MF Keith, which, if you follow him on Twitter, you would notice his display name ever since the announcement of Magic Fests has been Jody Magic Fest Keith. Because he's just a treasure. And he asked my name, and I told him, and he was like, oh, from the podcast. And that was astounding to me. He hasn't been listening lately, but then again, I've been really spotty about putting out episodes lately after being on hiatus for 6 months. So then once we dropped, I was under the impression we were leaving shortly thereafter. That is not in fact how it went down, but that's alright. But I went up to smoke while they, rounded up the captain, because our carload was me, Mirror, and Vance, and the captain. So I didn't want to hold everybody up, so I figured I'd go out and smoke while they tracked him down and, sorted everything out. And I tweeted out, our record and that we were dropping, and my only real regret is that I hadn't gotten to meet Callie or Todd Anderson. So Todd was supposed to play in Baltimore, and Jerry Thompson was supposed to be doing commentary with Brian Gottlieb, but Jerry got sick, so Todd got called in, so Callie filled his spot in his team. And I was so stoked that I knew Callie was going to be there. Confirmed everything. And I saw Todd a few times, but always doing coverage, and I'm not enough of an asshole to walk up in the middle of coverage and be like, hey. Nope. I may be oblivious to a lot of things, but not that one. So I tweeted out that, my only regret was I didn't really get to meet either of them, and I tagged them both because we're kind of friendly on Twitter, and I felt okay tagging them. Callie, within a minute, replied, "Where you at?" And there's this great thread of us going back and forth to link up, and I did get to meet her, and she gave me a hug, and it was awesome. And Callie's awesome. I think she's great. And then I got the text from Mirror Match that the captain was in the middle of a draft when they found him, so Vance decided to do a draft. Unfortunately, this was after I had already texted my husband and told him we were getting ready to head back. And as somebody who has had to solo the kids, on enough occasions, and it's yeah, okay, so you're, probably not going to be back until late, okay, fine. And then you get the message, it's oh, looks like I'm going to be home 4 hours earlier than anticipated. And then get another message 20 minutes later saying, oh, nope. Suddenly those 4 hours just piss you off. I wasn't going to have these hours, even though originally you were. But since we were hanging around, I went back down. I happened to catch Todd, poor guy, right as he was sitting down to have it, on his dinner break, I guess. And him, oh my God, I definitely hemorrhaged awkwardness all over that poor guy. Because, I felt bad that I was going to, try to sneak in before he sat down to eat. Because I'm sure the commentary schedule is demanding and everything, and, he has an opportunity and he needs to use it. But I also had no idea at that point when exactly we were leaving. I didn't want to miss the opportunity. So I went up and I asked him to sign my mat, and I, like, dump out my bag of Sharpies, because, of course, I got, like, a billion of them. Comes with being an artist. And I tell him, sign it wherever you want, whatever color you want. Like, you know, I'm not picky. I'm just happy that you're doing it. And, like, I'm trying to, like, rush and get out of his way. And I'm like, yeah, just if you could sign my mat real quick, and then I'll just get the hell out of your way. And he's like, well, you're Joey, right? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, it's cool, calm down. And, like, I'm still trying to rush to, like, get away from him. I don't know if he thought maybe I was in a rush to head out or what. Yeah, I'm like, when you actually meet me in person, I am like 1,000% awkward. It's just a fact. Like, any listeners out there, your numbers on my stats. You know, if you don't interact with me, I don't know anything about you. And it's easy to, like, record alone in my car, put the episode out there, and every once in a while when I get, like, a spike where it's like, oh, 22 people listened to your episode today, and I'm like, whoa, that's a little scary. But actual in-person, yeah, no, I'm awkward as hell. It's bad. Like, he gathered up all my Sharpies that are now strewn across the table. And, like, tries to hand them to me, and, like, so yeah, it was just kind of an awkward mess, but he was super nice about it. Like, glad I actually got to meet them. Like, that was my 3 goals, was, you know, 1, actually meeting him, because I had been too intimidated by him at previous events to, you know, walk up and talk to him. Meeting Callie, and scoring a pack of BCW sleeves off of Tan and Grace. All 3 objectives achieved, plus positive win record. It was a good day. It was a long day. It was a long day for poor husband, too. Girly McBabyface has gotten to that stage where, like, her cognizance has outstripped her physical abilities. She gets bored, and then she gets fussy, because, like, yeah, like, you know, we can talk to her and sing to her and everything, but eventually she gets bored with that. But she's really not big enough for, you know, like, an activity center jumper thing yet. We tried. She is very far down in the seat, and, like, just her little head sticks up. And yeah, she gets excited enough about it, but it's probably not good for her posture. And, like, we have a kick and play for her. She'll do that for a while. So it was a long day for poor husband. It definitely was. And I really appreciate that he was willing to, you know, solo all 3 kids so I could go to this event. And I got my angel mat, because that was my requirement if I was going to play standard. Whoever was playing modern was trading me mats. Incidentally, currently I have in my possession the standard mat too, because Mirror Match left it in my backpack. I have to take that to him on Friday. But I don't know, really positive experience. Just, I'm not sure team is right for me, because it creates a whole new level of anxiety. And I already have a lot of anxiety being at big events like that. That the anxiety of, you know, not wanting to let my team down and wanting to be, you know, a positive factor in the team really outstrips any benefit from being able to sit with somebody I know every round. So, but again, all in all, it was a good experience. I'm glad I went. And that's all I got for today. I'm in the driveway. So, as always, if you made it this far with me, thank you very much for listening. And let's really, really hope I get to talk to you all tomorrow.